Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. This whole show has been everything commercial. We're about to get to the most important part in some cases, which is insurance. We have Mr. Eric Cervantes, born in Houston, raised in San Antonio. I'm not even going to ask if he's a Spurs fan. I'm assuming that he is. He's married with a daughter, lives out in Helotes.
No, I want to know, are you a Spurs fan?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Woo.
Yeah.
You ran a half Ironman.
Can't you guys tell? I mean,
half?
Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Half?
I know. That's only because
Whatever.
Because you couldn't.
I only had 16 hours in the day or whatever. No, it was a 6-hour race. Yeah, half hour, but that was 5 years ago. So
right. So there was a different time.
Yeah,
it was a different era. It was a different.
So
now you'll do a quarter
different
Ironman race.
Yeah, I could probably do a sprint maybe.
He acts, but he can't. I mean, swimming, running, biking, you can do. I don't even like to drive 26 miles, dude. Anyways,
I fight bears.
That's something.
What? That's the weirdest thing. Anyways, my boy Eric, he's a A&M graduate. We're not hold that against him, but he has 10 years of insurance experience, and he's really the go-to guy when it comes to commercial. And so, first of all, I want to say thanks, man, for coming out.
I appreciate you having me.
We've been wanting you to come out for a long time.
Appreciate it.
We actually try to make up a reason for E to come and talk about commercial insurance because I know it's what everyone wants to know.
Because insurance is so exciting.
No, it's the most exciting thing. Yeah. Actually, as a business owner, I think it keeps us up at night to make sure that am I covered, am I not covered.
I don't think about it.
Yeah, Bobby does.
Because I know I'm covered.
But that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So you don't have to think about it.
So let's talk about you have a unique way of doing business. Tell us about your risk protection managers.
Yeah, so risk protection managers, RPM insurance and risk management, a big part of it is the risk management piece. And when you're dealing with a commercial business, you can talk about putting together an insurance policy. You can talk about E&O, which is what you guys need,
sure.
Errors and omissions, general liability, workers' comp, commercial auto. But risk management is looking at it from a different perspective. You're going into a business and you're saying, okay, let me actually assess the risk that you have and then determine the best way to finance that risk.
Right.
An insurance policy is just one form of financing risk. And so most insurance agents are going to come in and say, hey, we can get you a good price on your insurance and we'll go and do this and that. We go in there and say, okay, well, let's see if an insurance policy is the best way to finance this risk. If you're a small business owner, typically an insurance policy is going to be the best way to do it because it's cheap.
Right.
But if you have a big business, if you have a lot of employees, if you have a lot of exposure, we can get creative and we can look at different ways to essentially finance a risk for business.
So you're just having them strategically pretty much put money away for that rainy day?
Well, it could be something like, somebody who has 400 employees, instead of doing a standard work comp policy, you maybe have them they self-insure some of that risk themselves. And so it reduces their insurance costs substantially, and then they take on some of the risk.
Right.
But when we go and we look at a business that's doing that, we have to make sure that it makes sense. And so we'll look at their loss experience and make sure that, the last 5 years, these guys haven't had any losses or their losses have been minimal and they're spending a ton of money on their workers' compensation. Let's find a better way to do it.
Sure. So you kind of, so they're and if they train right and if they have all the policies and procedures in place, then it might not be a big risk for them.
Well, and that's part of what we do as well, is going in there and putting in loss controls and talking to them about their employees having, personal protective equipment and things like that, trying to help them mitigate the claims so that if they do have something that happens, we help them so that the claim amount is going to be less or the frequency is less, or we take away the severity of claims.
Sure.
So who's your typical client and who are you able to help?
Well, as a lot of the business that I get is just through networking, being in San Antonio a long time. So I'm a generalist by nature. I deal with retail operations, manufacturing operations, technology companies, restaurants. And so a little bit of everything. I see a little bit of everything. I enjoy working with manufacturing operations and technology companies. Just because I think that the risks there are kind of exciting to work with. It's always different. It's always something new and kind of keeps you on your toes.
So you pretty much call anyone died this week?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's
why would you die in technology?
He's talking about the risk.
I started off as working for a workers' compensation company, and as morbid as it sounds, sometimes insurance companies would rather somebody die than fall 10 stories and not die.
Yeah.
Because it costs more money if they stay alive. So, but
but not you, right?
But not me.
Yeah.
But not me. I mean, our goal obviously is to try and help businesses put loss controls in place so that you reduce the opportunity for an employee to get hurt.
So walk us through quickly, like a risk analysis for or like you sit down with a business owner? What do you do? What's the process?
Well, the first part would be analyzing what they currently have, what policies they currently have in place, see what gaps they might have, and then going and looking at their facility and asking a lot of questions. A lot of agents don't ask questions. They don't go look at facilities, so you don't really know what you're insuring. You're just insuring what they tell you you need to insure, but that may not necessarily be where the risk is. And so we'll go in there, we'll do a full assessment, we'll take a look at it and make sure that we're protecting everything that we need to.
That's awesome. So if you are a business owner, if you want to know if you have enough risk management or insurance, you need to contact Mr. Eric Cervantes you can email him at eric@rpmmanagers.com. Again, that's eric@rpmmanagers.com. Check out his website, which is riskprotectionmanagers.com, or call him directly at 210-421-0968. Again, that's 421-0968. This was a great show. If you missed any of it, you do not cry. Go to bobbyjradio.com. Be a fan of the show. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we'll see you next week.